Iburu, Iboya, Ibuche, everybody in Cyberland. So fair bala. At least I hope so. Homo Odileke coming at you again with something that I think is going to be very beneficial. I always get the question, Arino, how do you break the coconut? How do you make a hand of coco? Well, I'm going to show you. First off, some ground rules, right? Everything in this faith is sacred, okay? Everything has spirit. And when we talk about the coco, we talk about OB. And we talk about OB in the sense that this is a divination tool. This is a voice of God, a voice of Egum. Okay? This is a voice of divinity. This is why you see people casting coco in order to get an answer. So always treat everything as if there is a spirit living in it. Don't ever mistreat anything. So let's get to it. To open a coco, very simple. Couple of tools, right? I like to get a butcher's knife. I like to have a butter knife, a hammer, and a glass cup. Let's demonstrate. What you want to do is you want to kind of smooth out the coco, okay, just enough. And this is going to take probably about a minute of your time. Just kind of hammering it out, getting it nice and soft, because inside this hard shell is what you're looking for, and that's the meat of the coconut, right? In that meat of the coconut, we're going to cut 5 pieces. We're going to have one that serves as a witness to the casting itself, and that's very important for everybody to remember. Okay, so as you see, I'm massaging from the top hard point down to the corner, and I just keep massaging it over. When I get a chance, I just make sure that the middle is nice and soft as well, so I just kind of keep going down. When I'm ready to crack the coco, right, you're going to see in the same motion that I'm moving, so hard side on this side, hard side on this side, I have the hammer here, I'm just rotating the coconut down, right? When I feel and I'm confident that the inside meat is nice and soft, I'm going to go ahead and just tap it a little harder, and you're going to get that first crack. Heard it, right? So once you get that first crack, I want to kind of show you guys, and I don't know if you can see it, but that first crack that you see, okay, that's the one you're going to follow with the hammer. And you're going to follow it down, and you're going to see that as you're hitting, the crack begins to expand where you're hitting the hammer at, and you're rotating. All right? Once you start rotating and you get it around, the goal is to get it right through the middle, right down the middle. And when you start to feel that the water of the coconut is starting to come out, that's when the glass is going to come in. Let's finish. We're going to conserve this coconut water because later you can do different things with it. You can do obras with your issue. If you have santo or you have eleguá, you can do obras with eleguá. You can do a lot of good things because the divinities enjoy a good cocoa, let alone the coconut water. And so that's always good to have. This coconut here, nice filled with nice good water, let me tell you. Look at that. It is filling the whole cup. Boom. Whole glass of coconut water. Now, let's finish through. All right, there we have it. 2 halves of a coco, nicely cut, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to get the butcher knife and you're going to place it right in the middle. Right? You're going to penetrate from the middle down and you're going to hold it right there, right in the center. And you're going to give a little tap. Just so you guys can see, a little tap. Until you penetrated the hard shell. See how that hard shell is penetrated? It popped out this piece right here. Okay, that means that the white piece is completely cut. You're going to take it out, and you're going to, right in the same line, all you're going to do now is you're going to flip the knife. And you're going to get it right where it landed the last time. And you're going to do the same thing. So now you're going to do it on the other side. Right? It's penetrated again. What you have done now is you have successfully split this in half because it's the white part that you want to make sure that you're conserving. Right? So for example, right here it got a little tough. So what I'm going to do is follow this down right here and right here. So here are the two ends, right? And here I am again, right down the middle, right? The two ends that we already cut. And we're just going to follow this through. Look at this. Beautiful, right? Nice and even, nice and clean. You repeat the same thing with this part here. Right down the middle, right? You aim it right down the middle, make sure it's nice and even. You want to keep some even. Repeating that. Remember what I said? We're going to come now right to both points. Give it some love tapping right there. Shouldn't be too much because you already kind of gave it some love taps. There you have it. Fantastic. So the reason why you massage it is because you're trying to get some of this hard stuff to already loosen up before you got to start executing the butter knife. The butter knife is where people begin to get hurt. Alright, so let's put the knife away because we don't want to play with knives no more. And now we're just going to get in here. When you use the butter knife, I want you to easily get into the crimp right here, right? And once you get in between the shell and the nut, I want you to hold your hand like this, right? You should never have your hand, you should never be grabbing it. People slip, they cut themselves, and that's not what you want to do. Once you start to do that, you just massage. You massage through it little by little, right? And if you did a good job in the beginning, it pops right off. Right? That massaging, don't be patient. It pays off at the end. Does that make sense? Let's go ahead and knock out these. Look at that. Look at that. Man, easy. Boom. What'd I tell you? Boom. What'd I tell you? So here we are. We got 4 pieces. Can you imagine if you had to throw cocoa with 4 pieces of this big? Nah, you can't do that. So now, let's use our knife again, shall we? So these pieces right here seem to be pretty big. So the biggest piece I could find, I'm typically going to go ahead and cut in half. And if you get a big enough coconut, you can actually get away with making 2 hands of cocoa. Alright? So now, real carefully, we're going to round off these parts right here. So all we're doing is cutting off the corners. Remember what I said. The obese sacred. Treat the obese right. I'm going to use the coconut that I'm not using now, or I'm going to use later. I'm going to use for roda later. There's a lot of things you can use with little pieces of coconut. You could give an offering to your eggons. Okay, you can give an offering if you have teja. Right? You can use this coconut if you shred it right. Use it for a rogación, a head cleansing. And then boom, you're good. Got a little OCD in my life, so I like things to look really nice. cigar. Got a few more left. I'm going to show you the end product. I don't know where we're at in time, but you notice it's not taking me much time. This is quick. I mean, I've been doing it for a little while, but it's okay. You all can be just as proficient, right? Everything comes with practice. In order for you to master a skill, you got to put a couple of hours in. I'll go ahead and grab, rinse them off. Depending on what you're gonna do, you have a jicara ready to go. You put them inside the jicara and you're good. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Perfect ovals each time. Look at that. Look how many I made. I made 2 full hands of cocoa. Okay? So for everybody out there, breaking coconut, making 2 hands of cocoa, very easy, very simple. Don't overcomplicate your life. Alright? These little leftover pieces that I got floating around here, guess what I'm going to do? I told you, use it, hold it. You know what I mean? Make your little squares, right? So you can make your offerings to your egg wounds. Do something with it. It's always good to use everything that you're already, at the end of the day, sacrificing your time, your effort. So let's give it back. Let's give that check back of all the hard work you're doing back to the divinities. With that said, I hope you understand what I did today with OB. I took OB. I made 2 hands of cocoa. All right. I got some coconut water for Ishu or Elewa, or even Ogun or Chosi. If you got your warriors, you get creative on the obras. Get with your godparents. Speak to your godmother. Speak to your godfather. I got some cocoa here. Maybe I'm going to go make them to little squares, give an offering over to Oro and the Eguns. And at the end of the day, boom, this is where it's at. Hey, again, if you like the video, give me the like, give me the share, okay, subscribe. I'm trying to get my 1,000 viewers so I can give back to you even more with my community tab and throw out papers out there and throw out postings so you guys can all communicate with me a little bit more efficiently. With that said, Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche, everybody in Cyberland. Fair Bawala, at least I hope so. One more doing Dile Que coming out. Ache.